Hey everyone, my name is the Theme Park Evangelist. I'm going to be continuing another YouTube series called How I Met Venita. Venita is a close friend, also a former coworker of mine from Publix. My very first job ever, which I actually mentioned quite a bit in my last vlog that I just that I just got done filming. That was all about how I became the theme park evangelist. Now, I did not mention this in the last vlog, but you're probably wondering what's up with the Disneyland Paris t-shirt. Obviously, I didn't go, but let's just say some people personal to me, or on a personal level to me, really, just went there, or just got back from there, really, last week. They were just there last Sunday, and they thought about me and know how much I love Disney and know how much I love the color red. So there you go. Anyway, with that being said, I don't have as many announcements this time, other than one. I spent the majority of the last vlog talking about announcements, and the vlog just seemed to go on and on and on, and people are probably like, anyway, yeah. I only have one big announcement. So TJ, my co-partner, the official YouTuber of country music lover of Polk County, is currently on Tiana's Bayou Adventure right now, filming the ride, and then he is going to be uploading the video to YouTube. It should be available within the next 30 minutes. So pretty much right around the time I get done with this, I will be not just publishing this to YouTube, but I will be sharing his vlog on my Facebook page as well. So, yeah, I'm excited about this. But today I wanted to be discussing more or less how Venita and I became close friends in the first place. And to do that, we're going to go back to a very special date called Tuesday, May 21st, 2019. Well, that was the actual date, it's not really what it's called, but the date. And, why was that date so special? So, ironically, another former coworker of mine called Christina had made these plans to take me to Disney World, and she had wanted me to invite some of the closest friends of mine, and with my dad's help, and I could not have done this without him, we were able to get in a bunch of people into Disney World for free that day. So obviously, I had to make sure everybody met at Hollywood Studios at the get-go, because of the fact that my dad worked there at the time, and that was the final park that he worked at before we moved away, but up here to Northern Kentucky, where I currently live now. And I am just talking it out, and the only thing that Christina said that I did not like was the fact that she said I could not invite Venita. And Venita and I had started to become close friends up to or prior to this date, but we were not, quite there yet. And I was like, I know you're the one that's planning this, but at the end of the day, if this is for me, then I should have every right to decide on who gets to come, who doesn't get to come. So, I talked about it with my dad, and, my dad was right. At the end of the day, it was his tickets. It was his decision on who could not go. So I basically said, well, it's my dad's tickets, and I want to invite Venita. And I said, you still can come too. There's enough tickets. And Christina basically said, I don't want to go then. And I said, okay, well, if you want to come, you change your mind, you just let me know. So that morning, we had some time between... originally the plan was to go to Cracker Barrel first for breakfast, and it didn't work out. So I said to everybody, so here's what we'll do. We'll start out at Hollywood Studios, and we'll take a little break, and we'll go over to Cracker Barrel. It was going to be right there on West Earl of Bronson Memorial Highway, anyway, aka 192, for those of you who do not know. One of the most dangerous roads in Central Florida, but no big deal. And um, Venita and I went in one car, everybody else went in another. And we spent the whole morning at Hollywood Studios, and then I had us take a well, I shouldn't say take something over, but I had everybody just meet over there, and everybody seemed to be okay with it. I thought Cracker Barrel was a pretty good idea, and everybody agreed to it. I didn't do anything that nobody did not want to do. I was trying to be fair with everybody, so I had wrote out what I wanted to say to everybody. This was kind of my final goodbye to everybody before I moved away. As far as I was concerned, this was my final Central Florida trip, and that was it. And I wasn't going to see everybody ever, or anybody else ever again. And my plan was to try to do all four parks of everybody if possible. And we're just sitting there, and I'm starting to read out everything. And I intentionally invited my close friends, Melissa and Ryan, and I did consider Ryan's sister, Maylee, a close friend at the time, because at the time I was going to this community group every single Wednesday night, and I was seeing all these guys every single week, and I was being very open and personal with them. And, over time, things might have changed, and I may not have the strong relationship with Ryan's sister like I used to, or even Ryan for that matter. But at the end of the day, I still try to stay in touch with Melissa and Ryan on a regular basis. Especially Melissa, because I've known her a very long time, and she is still special to me, deep down inside, especially since it was her father that got me to start attending Surf Church, for those of you who do not know. So, obviously she doesn't go there anymore. She's married now. She's expecting a child. Her life has really changed. Everybody's life changes, and that's something I was talking about in my last vlog. And unfortunately, people like TJ and Kay specifically just don't want to accept change, but that's their problem. So, um, we're just sitting there, and I really poured my heart out, and I could tell some of them were like really impressed by what I had to say, and I'm sure one of them was like, I'm impressed, but like, it's cool either way. And I could tell Venita 100% the most out of everybody was the most touched by what I had to say. Because Venita really did not know how I felt about her. We had talked every single Sunday and Wednesday, the 2 days of the week I knew for sure she was going to be working at Publix. But I never really saw her all that much otherwise, because she was always at Legoland, and then of course she was always off on Mondays. And other than talking on Messenger, I didn't really talk to her all that much outside of work. I really didn't. So I never really knew her all that well. So to actually spend an entire day with her really meant the world to me. I really got to know her from a whole new perspective. And honestly, I will say the same thing about her with me, because even she admitted that she saw a whole new side of me that she had never seen before. And a lot of these guys I even work with at Chick-fil-A right now, they're only seeing one side of me. They're only seeing my business side. They're only seeing my serious side. They've never actually taken the time to get to know me outside of work and see my fun side. They've never seen. I'm trying to show more of my fun side at work, don't get me wrong. But, at the end of the day, there's only so much of your fun side you can show. Especially, TJ just got off of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So the YouTube video should be uploaded here shortly, and I'm sure I'll be hearing all about it here in a little bit. But at the end of the day, there's only so much of your fun side you're able to show at work because there's always corporate coming in that only want to see your business side, and then you always have certain managers that only want to see your business side, and then work honestly tends to bring out the worst in us, and it's not until you're away from work that you really start seeing how nice everybody is. And even some of my coworkers can be very grouchy, and some of these guys can be some of the nicest people. And it can be something as simple as a guest yelling at them not even an hour before I got there that could have just ruined their entire day. Or it could have been the fact that we were so shorthanded and, that one coworker of mine could have been so stressed out from just how bad the day is going. Like, I already know for a fact that my coworker Megs tomorrow morning probably won't be in a very good mood all morning. I just know this in advance because there's my coworker Will is off tomorrow, and it's really going to stress her out. And Will is a great guy, and there's a lot of things. Hold on. There's a lot of times when I'm there, and he has helped out a lot. Like, even I cannot deny that he does help out quite a bit. He's really good about keeping everything stocked up. He's really good about staying on top of kiosk drink orders. He's really good about helping me out with drink orders. And it makes it a lot harder on both of us to get by when he's not there. I will not deny it. It is a lot harder. And I think I'm finally starting to realize that now. At first, this whole time I thought, well, I'm just not good enough. And it really is not just that. It is not that at all. It's just called, you know, we don't realize how valuable that one person is until they're not there. And I'm sure they could say the same thing on Monday mornings when I'm not there. Where is David at? We really need David right now. And I'm sure they have definitely been feeling like that all day. Like, man, I hate Mondays because David's not here. Like, we need our fast cashier, and I can't even imagine how they're going to feel if I ever have to go out of town and they're not going to have their fast cashier, right there ready for them, and they have to jump on register, and they know they don't move as quickly as I do. Like, I can literally plow through 20 people within 5 to 10 minutes, and they can only do half that. Versus, it takes me a whole lot longer to do those drink orders than it does them. So everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, but anyway, what does that have to do with Venita? So like, there were days when I came into Publix and I really wished Venita had been there, and she wasn't. But the days that Venita was there were some of the best days I ever had, because Venita, despite the fact that she was always working, she always came in. She was always happy to see me. We always had a good laugh. We always had something to talk about. And finally, to get to spend an entire day with her outside of work was such a blessing. And not every coworker out there is willing to do that. I'll tell you that straight up. Not every coworker is willing to do that. And I was so thankful that Venita was willing to do that. And if this says anything about Venita, at one point, um, I'm, really wanting to meet Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph for my very first time. It was my one and only chance. The sequel had just came out a little bit ago, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and that's why they were doing this. And this was like, if I don't do this, I don't know if I'll ever get a chance ever again, kind of thing. As far as I knew, I wasn't going to. I mean, I did end up doing it, but I didn't know. Venita literally sat outside of Journey to Imagination Pavilion for an hour and waited for me to meet her because she cared that much about me. She didn't want to, but she was willing to do it. And that's just one thing out of many things that Venita has done for me over the years. Venita has continued to be a true friend of mine for the past 5 years. And even though I've known her for 12, I've really only considered her a close and true friend for 5 years. Because before that, honestly, we were just acquaintances or friends, and that was just about it. But to actually consider a former coworker now a close and true friend is a huge win-win for me. It really is. So, at the end of the day, I'm this one don't want to spend too much time on, but I really never knew how how much I valued Venita until after that day. And when I got back to work again, which I don't remember if she worked that day or not, but when I did start working with her again, I saw a completely different side of her. But I hate to say it, I saw a completely different side of Christina too. I honestly did not overly like my trips to Disney with Christina as much as she claims I did, and I don't really have the guts to tell her that I did not overly care for them because all I saw was somebody who was self-absorbed. I hate to say it, and that didn't overly care about money. But Vanita actually enjoy going to Disney with me. Like all the times I've been to Disney with Vanita over there, she's always enjoyed it. She's always thanked my father for getting her in. She has always made my time worthwhile. She's always been really good at making conversations. We've always talked about a little bit of everything. She's always, like I said, she's always had my best interest. We've always done rides together. We do a little bit of everything at Disney together. We enjoy going to Universal together. And my mom's back, but hold on. At the end of the day, I'm very thankful for the friendship I had. So, and I only see Vanita once a year now, but better than nothing. So, with that being said, I actually promised my mom that I'm going to help her clean the refrigerator at this afternoon. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this here, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.